Welcome. This is Homeschool Q&A. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Homeschool Q&A with Christy-Faith. How are you today? It's so good to see you guys. Welcome. Come on in. We are just getting started. Grab your cup of coffee. Mine says, Homeschool Mama. There's a chance this might be wine. Is it backwards for you guys? Anyway, this is my pumpkin spice coffee right now, caffeinated because I like to have energy on my lives. What time do you guys wake up in the morning? I wake up at 4:45. Do we have any early risers? Grab your cup of coffee. Let's do homeschool Q&A. I want to hear how your school year's going. I actually do want to hear. I'm not just making conversation. I want to hear wins, homeschool wins that you had this week. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Let's talk about homeschool wins. Encourage one another. Did you execute a really good idea? Did you try something new that worked that you think the group could benefit from? Please come in and let us know what those are. Also, introduce yourself. Are you a homeschooler? Are you on the fence? Are you thinking about it? How many kids do you have? Where do you live? All of those things. Hi. Oh, look, I already got a heart. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. Grab your cup of coffee. I have mine. This is like a Peet's, just like grocery store pods. But it's the Peet's coffee, pumpkin, spice, whatever. And then I put some half and half in it. And yum. It might not be strong enough. This is caffeinated. I don't know if you guys know I wake up at 4:45. I love that. Don't say, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I actually love waking up at 4:45. And I also love going to bed when my kids go to bed. It's just like, let's just all go to bed, right? Hi, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. This is Homeschool Q&A. I don't really have a theme today, but we can have a theme. It can turn into a theme. I want to hear your homeschool wins. This is also the time that I give you guys that I love. This is one of my favorite parts of the week. This is the time where we can problem solve for you. So let us know what you're struggling with right now. And it doesn't have to be with your homeschool exactly. It can just be, wow, I'd love to homeschool, but this is a holdup of mine. Maybe it's an idea that you have that you're really struggling to get past. It can also be in your executing your homeschool. I want to know how your scheduling is going. Have you guys had to change your schedules this year? We're about 2 months in? Yeah. Come on in, you guys. Ask your questions. Have you guys had any weird interactions this week with your with anybody who kind of was giving you a hard time? I've gotten some comments from people that are saying oh boy, this person said this to me and this person said this to me. One gal, her former teacher said to her, "That's fine for now, but you can't, shelter them forever." And she was just so annoyed. And it's just such a bummer when we get those comments. So anyway, come on in, you guys. Let's do homeschool Q&A. I want to hear your wins. I'm serious. What went well this week? How can you encourage one another? A win right now, my kids are downstairs with their grandma. We call her Mimi. And they're quilling. She just decided, I want to quill with the kids. And I was like, this is a great time because I go live. And what do you come up with the name? Okay, anyway, I'll get to your Christian co-op name. So, anyway, my mom brought over those skinny strips of paper. And so while I'm here with you guys, my kids are having a blast in the basement quilling. We live in Denver and everybody has basements here, which is really nice. It's that's where I keep all of the toys and all the stuff that you don't want people to see. Hi, guys. Come on in. Ask your questions. Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Moni Knowles, how do you come up with a name for a Christian co-op?
Oh, my goodness. Have you Googled names? That's a hard one. And are you doing a national organization one? Because I know that, I believe that Scholé, for example, they require that Scholé is in the name, if I recall that correctly. I believe. But no, that's tough. That's tough. What are your ideas so far? Put your ideas in there and then let's try to give you feedback as to what we love. Someone needs a good cabin name. Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Yeah,
the cabin name. Well, my friend Katie, she named her cabin what is it? Something
Country.
country something chalet. It's cute. It was like
Canyon
all
Country.
Canyon Country Chalet. It was like all C's. Anyway, yeah. Have you guys ever done quilling with your kids? My kids are doing quilling downstairs right now. Hi guys, come on in. Let's ask questions about your homeschooling year. How is it going? Don't be shy. This is the time to ask. This is caffeinated coffee. And I don't know if you guys are at the time. Have you finished your homeschool day? We kind of take it easy on Fridays. I don't like it to drag on. And so our kids are basically done. They're downstairs doing an art project. Oh, so Shine Co-op, but we're having to change. Why do you have to change the name from Shine? I'd love to know. Yeah, why do you have to change the name from Shine? That sounds nice. Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
What's the best approach to teach reading to children?
Okay, so she's asking, what is the best approach to teach reading to children? And we taught reading remediation for many, many years, and the best approach is a phonics-based instruction, and that can be found really well done in most Orton Gillingham programs. And a lot of homeschool programs use the Orton Gillingham method. If you just Google homeschool curriculum, Orton Gillingham, you will find lots of resources. To teach my own children to read, I used Logic of English. I still do. My youngest is still learning to read, and she's still going through that program. The one thing I like about the Logic of English program is that you can subscribe, and Denise Ide, who's the author of the program, she actually can teach the lessons. It's like a pre-recorded video series. So she teaches the lessons that's really great for a brand new homeschooling mom who's maybe intimidated and doesn't know, how am I going to teach my kid to read? You literally cannot mess up because you have an expert above all experts. You have the expert to the experts teaching your own kid. What I have found is that once you watch, you go through 6 months of those videos, you really get a feeling of that particular curriculum and you can execute it yourself. The other thing I like about that particular curriculum, Logic of English, is that if you buy the subscription, by the way, I don't work for them. I'm just telling you what I used. If you buy the subscription, you don't need to buy the books. And that can save a lot of money. So anyway, that's just something to consider. Yeah. Hi, guys. Come on in.
Joyworks says, we just started homeschooling this week. Today we did Epic, and then he had a play date.
Yay! Okay, can you guys give her double tap because that gives her hearts because we have a brand new homeschool mama in here and I want you to feel so encouraged. I'm so glad you're on this live. Can you ask us questions? I'm sure there's veteran homeschool moms in here too, and I'm here. Oh, you guys. Yes, so someone else uses Logic of English. It is really excellent. You cannot go wrong. So the Orton Gillingham method of teaching reading was developed to help children with dyslexia. But what we have found through years of research is that this is really how everyone should learn to read. There's a lot of controversy in the educational space regarding literacy and how children should learn to read. And in what I want to call progressive education, unfortunately, experts like to implement trends. It gets under my skin because I don't think children should be guinea pigs for brand new novel educational ideas that aren't really tested. Well, what happened is we started teaching kids to read through sight words and through guessing and things like that, and not through phonics. And it completely backfired. I mean, if you go to Nation's Report Card and you look at the statistics of how, I think it's only 37% of high school seniors are reading at a proficient level. And these are kids who were taught to read in this progressive way. So that is now changing. Thankfully, we're going back to the old phonics-based instructional method. And that is what we should all be using to teach our kids reading, regardless of if they have learning disabilities such as dyslexia or not. So yeah. We did a ton of reading remediation at our center. We had a whole division of our center with specialists that did reading remediation. And so we've done a lot of it.
BMDJ.
Hi.
I need a second grade science curriculum that's secular. I just started homeschooling this year.
Okay, a second grade science curriculum that's secular. Okay, listen up. You and me. Are you ready? Okay. I really want you to consider, and maybe you have already, I really want you to consider science in the elementary years as being an opportunity to create wonder. Wonder about our world, wonder about nature, wonder about the human body, just wonder, excitement. I do not teach my children the hard sciences until junior high. Up until junior high, we focused primarily on nature, exploration. One of my children did an entire year on birds. Why? He was interested. And I found a curriculum that was all about birds. Very scientific still. You go through the naming, the plumage, all of those things of the birds. I love also teaching science, not through textbooks, but through living books. And if you guys want me to explain what a living book is, I would love to do it because I can talk forever and a day on living books. You guys know me. But basically, living books is an easy way for parents to help make education and learning just come alive, just ignite a fire within your kids. We read a living book this morning about the Vietnam War. And it was a true story, an autobiography. It was absolutely stunning. It was this gorgeous picture book. And then the very last page, I read the history of the context of the story. My kids were riveted. They're going to remember. It was about refugees who came to America because of the war-torn country of Vietnam. It was absolutely beautiful and stunning. So that was Beautiful Feet Books, by the way. That's there. We're right now in there around the world. Beautiful Feet Books just came out with a nature study curriculum. It's called Seasons Afield, and it is amazing. Amazing. Your kids are going to be watercoloring, and they're going to be exploring nature. So a second grader, that type of curriculum is perfect for them, and it is secular as well. So Beautiful Feet is a great company because they offer both secular and faith-based sources for parents. And the great other thing about them is that if there is a curriculum that's faith-based, it's very easy to make it non-faith-based. They actually sell a lot of their curriculum to charter schools where religion is not even allowed into the programs there. So anyway, I would definitely check out Beautiful Feet. But do I have a coupon right now? Okay, is it like 10% off or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have a coupon, 10% off. And so just check it out and see if that's a fit. If they don't feel like a fit to you, definitely keep in your mind nature-based and exploration, and don't have your kid in second grade in a textbook. That's the only thing I ask. Okay.
She follows up with, he's very interested in science and he has a lot of wonder. He wants experience and to learn more. So he sounds like he's interested.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be awesome. And you know what's so amazing about homeschooling? You can go down those bunny trails. You can ask him what he's interested in, and then you can find resources simply based on his interest, and then offer your child a feast, an absolute feast. This is one of the benefits. One of the things I love about the unschooling philosophy is how child-led it is. All of the homeschool philosophies have really wonderful things about them. And so this is one of those things. I do a little bit of unschooling. If my kids ask me if they're interested in a particular topic, I go to the ends of the earth to offer them amazing resources for that topic. So yeah, awesome.
My driftless home, we're doing U.S. geography from BFB.
Oh, did you use my coupon code? Their new geography is so good. I have it too. I'm just not doing it right this second because we're like knee deep in around the world. But the maps that come with that, holy smokes, they're gorgeous. Yeah. Okay.
Lita Frizzy. I started a homeschool this year. She's in 7th grade and she doesn't like English, and she's really struggling with English.
Okay. By English, do you mean language arts, or do you mean literature?
This is Liz DeFrizz.
Liz. Hi, Liz. Language arts or like reading novels? Literature or language arts? I'll wait for your, because I have an answer for both. Okay.
Cool. Teaching home. Should we
Hi,
not
teaching
teach
home.
any sight words? What do you recommend for a kindergartner to learn how to read?
Okay, so for a kindergartner to learn how to read, absolutely an Orton Gillingham-based method, such as Logic of English. I do not work for them. In fact, I've approached them twice and said, I talk about you all the time. And they are not interested in Christy-Faith. So, which is fine, but I'm still going to be honest. They are a great program, all about reading. A lot of the homeschool programs are Orton Gillingham based. And my answer to the sight words, they're fine, but they should not be the core of teaching your child to read. But they are okay. So even Logic of English does have some sight words incorporated in it, but it is such a minimal piece of the program. And for my own family, I'm just saying for my own family and my own kids with their learning profiles, I skipped the sight words of their program. We didn't need it. You don't need it. So, but it should not be how you teach a child to read. It's gonna backfire. We got the kids who were taught to read with sight words, and in 3rd grade, they were totally behind. And then we basically had to go all the way back and teach them phonics and remediate their reading and get them all the way up to speed in their grade level. And it cost parents a lot of money to do it. So don't make that mistake. And these were like wealthy people whose kids were in private schools. So.
CFHS Adventures. I'm finding it hard to keep my 3 kids focused.
Yes.
Any tips?
How old are they? So I can tell you what I did to help grow my children's attention span. So I am going to say something pretty controversial right now. I believe attention span and attention, having attention, being able to attend to something is an area that we can grow in. Okay? I am not saying things like ADHD and that doesn't exist. I'm not saying that. Please know what I'm not saying. What I am saying is that you can stretch this. You can stretch your children's attention span, and it is an area of growth and brain development that you can grow. Okay? The way I did it very simply is I got a timer, and I have it in my Amazon store. It's a special type of timer that shows the time ticking away. So you set it like you dial it back for like 10 minutes, for example. You dial it back and those 10 minutes are in red. And then the red starts to disappear as the time is coming to an end. I started my kids. And the other thing I wanted is I wanted them to be able to work independently somewhat. I wanted them to be able to at least try a problem without me sitting there, right? Because some kids are really insecure and they're like, no, I need your help. I need your help. But what we want is we want our kids to be able to look at a problem, maybe a math problem, and at least try it on their own. And so what I would do is I would set the timer for as little as 3 minutes in the beginning. And I would say, I would like you to try these 2 problems on your own. And I'm going to go fold the laundry. I'm going to be right outside the door. And if you can do that, we're going to come back and we're going to celebrate. Now, when I was training this for my kids, helping them grow in this area, I did not care about if the answer was right or wrong. My focus was this, stretching their attention. Now, that's the thing. This is the thing about homeschooling that is so amazing that our schools aren't getting. I think teaching my children to be independent learners, to learn how to work on their own, to have a good work ethic, to try things and take risks, I think that skill is more important than getting answers right. Because if you're not scared to get answers wrong, for example, you're going to get more answers right. That's actually statistically proven. They have done studies on this, that students who are better risk takers actually score better. Okay, so anyway, all that said is I would work on stretching it. And this kills 2 birds with 1 stone. It helps your kids stretch their attention span, but it also starts you on the road for them to be more independent learners, more in that autodidact space, which is basically training children to be a little bit more self-taught, a little bit more responsibility with their work.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that too long?
No, it's great.
Okay.
I mean, I liked it. Kelly Belmarie.
Hi, Kelly.
I have a kindergartner next year. He loves other kids, but we're in a rural community with limited resources for homeschool family.
Yes.
Socialization advice. I don't know if the athletics will be enough.
Yes. Okay, so I have a really close friend, Brandy. We actually became friends on this app, and now we're real life friends. And I first met her when I just began doing lives, and she said the same thing. I live in a rural area. I don't even think there's a lot of homeschoolers here. I don't know what to do. She got on Facebook, and she's actually in a state that there isn't a lot of homeschoolers. She got on Facebook and just did a meetup. And you would be amazed at the people who came out of the woodwork. And it turned into a low pressure co-op. So don't think that by creating community, you need to create something big and complicated with teachers and lessons. It can literally be meeting at a park and doing a craft there. Not even that, meeting at a park and playing. And then you can get to know parents and what their giftings are. And then maybe one's great at doing this and you're great at doing this. Or it can be a park play date. And then once a month, it can be a field trip somewhere. And you can get the group discount. It can be the theater, anything like that. So don't think that we're not out there. We will start coming out of the woodwork when you start fishing around. And you could be like super duper rural where you're like, Christy, no. And to which I would say, there are other ways if there really is no social options, like it would only be sports, I would absolutely look into some live online classes for your kids, even if they're pretty young, because that is a way they're in a class with kids, even though it's over Zoom, it's still a class and they can be really fun. Yes, to the sports. I don't know if you are a person of faith, but there's the Awana, there's the church, there's the this. And then there's also some of those really sweet families who are really open-minded with homeschooling. And you can gravitate towards them too and find them and schedule play with their kids. We have a neighborhood family in our neighborhood and they do not homeschool, but they love homeschooling. And their kids are just the sweetest kids and we love playing with them. And so we play with them too. So you can find those really great families. But yeah, it can be a challenge if you live in a rural area. Also, don't think, if you hear nothing else for everybody in this live, don't think that your child needs to socialize every single day. That's a myth. Psychologists even say this, especially if you have an introverted kid. My goodness, like you might not realize this about me, but I am an introvert. I'm a pretty strong introvert. I'm just a friendly introvert. But school was really hard for me, being around people all day long, every day, having to talk, having to listen. And even extroverts still need downtime. Think of your own adult life. Do you have to have social interaction every single day, all day long? No, you don't. So keep that in mind for your kids too. A couple times a week is really adequate, especially when you mix it in with other things like live online classes and the sports and all of that. So, okay, yes.
Yeah. She just follows up with, we're super rural in a sub 15K population town.
Yeah.
What else here? Yeah.
Yeah, are you a faith-based homeschooler at all? There's 2 online academies that I like. One, I know the owner, True North Homeschool Academy. It is not obsessively faith-based, but it is faith-based. So if you're open to that, she does a great job. Lisa, if you call her, tell her that you know me. And then Scholé Academy they do a really great job too. Someone can write those in. Yeah, Monarch. Yeah.
I don't think she's faith-based. She said no.
Okay.
But
Monarch is faith-based too, though. There's a secular is Open Tent Academy. Those are live online classes. I've met the owner. I don't know the owner.
Living Mayberry said, I'm in a rural area, was pleasantly surprised how many kids were homeschooling. We had to cut back because we weren't doing enough school.
Yeah.
I overcompensated socializing.
Yes. So, and here's the other thing, you guys. One of the most hilarious things that happens to homeschool moms, especially when we're new, is those things are still in our minds of what society tells us. Your kid's going to be weird. Your kid's not going to have any friends. Your kid's going to be socially awkward. So what a lot of us do, me included when I first began, is I signed up for anything and everything. And the thing is there is so much for us out there that I completely overcommitted us. By the end of the week, I was so freaking exhausted from my kids' socialization. I just couldn't take it. We had to cut back. It's such a myth that homeschoolers are not socialized. It's hilarious. But yeah, no, I hear you, and I don't want you to feel like you were not heard. You are in a rural area. It is going to be more of a challenge for you. Still do try to find those families that are homeschooling, even if they're an hour away. Maybe you can meet halfway at a play park or play date or something, and then consider those live online classes. The other thing is I wanted to mention, I said Open Tent for secular. Was there another one that I had? Oh, I forget. It'll come to me in a second. Yeah.
Okay, so this is M. Allen over on YouTube.
Hi, M. Allen.
Need advice for dealing with homeschool burnout. I'm
yes.
only 4 years in, and I am so tired.
Yes.
Out by keeping up with all the housework, cleaning, cooking, and teaching.
Girl, okay. Girl, will you email me? Because you know what I've been wanting to do? I've been wanting to start a private group that has like seasonal things to it. Like every September, I have a group where it's all brand new homeschooling moms, and we meet and we talk about the challenges, and I kind of coach you mamas through being first year homeschoolers. But I have this dream that every February I have a burnout group where all of us veteran homeschool moms are like arrive like this, you know, and like we're like, we can't take this anymore. What are we going to do? Would you like that? Would that be a good idea? Would you guys like being, look at this. Look. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. You guys don't care. Would you guys like having community with me and other moms, other homeschool moms? It's something that I feel like I love the lives, but I want to actually know you. So anyway, it's just something that I've been kicking around. Oh, Living Mayberry, will you email me? Okay, you guys, if this is something that you would like, would you email me? Because I would love your ideas. Because the lives for me, they're great, and I'm glad you're here right now, but I really want to know you and like be able to follow up with what you were specifically struggling with last week and be able to ask you like, hey, Miss Perez, like, how did that go? Right? Like, did you find other homeschool moms or whatever? So please email me and we'll email you back, because if I get enough interest, I will full on, like I am in it. I'm in it to win it. It sounds like so much fun, and it could be something just ongoing homeschool support for whatever season that you're in. So anyway, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, Mighty Mama McLean, what are the best hands-on things to do with a fourth grader?
Hands-on things to do with a fourth grader. Like you must have a tactile learner. I would definitely make sure to incorporate lots of art projects, lots of manipulatives. There's a curriculum called Math UC that's tons of like touching stuff. I wouldn't have your kid on a computer screen all day. I would definitely also have your kid moving around the house for different subjects, taking lots of breaks. Hands-on learning for a homeschool mom, it looks different for everyone. It also can get really exhausting. So I do incorporate a lot of hands-on learning in my homeschool, but I don't do it every day because It's just a lot of work. It can be a lot of mess. If you are the type of mom who's like, I don't care about the mess. This is fun. I want to do this. This is how I want to homeschool. You can find curriculum options that do that. So like, for example, The Good and the Beautiful, they always have activity suggestions in every lesson. So you can find a curriculum that has the activity ideas for you. That's a lot of mental load to try to think of an activity that matches every lesson that you're doing. I don't like doing that. I just want the idea and I decide right then and there if we're going to do it or not. The other thing is I don't like prepping for lessons. So if we go through a lesson and the activity looks fun, I say, hey, looks like we have some time to do this. We're going to need cotton balls, toothpicks, and I tell my kids, and then they all run around the house and gather everything, and then we do the project. So, because I don't like prepping the night before, I don't lesson plan. I want that done for me. I'm not a lazy homeschooler. I'm a working mom who homeschools, and I do want to make it fun. It's one of the reasons why I also use Beautiful Feet books, because that's just built in. The journaling is built in. It's just so easy. They have the, even down to the YouTube links for a URL is like right in the curriculum where I can just screen mirror it onto my big TV. So if you want in the group, email me, okay? Because if you want to be like part of the test pilot early secret society, it could be really cool to like gather together and brainstorm and all of that together. Email me.
How?
Email me. Oh, Scott's like, how? What's your email? Christy@Christy-Faith.com. Do you want to write it?
Hello. There's a link in your bio.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's a link in my bio.
Okay.
What is she asking? What curriculum is that? Was I talking about Beautiful Feet books? Or the other one?
I've got a really good question.
Okay.
From Kozuchita, former teacher. Will homeschool my twins next year for first grade. How do I detox from the system?
Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys. 1, I have twins. 2. Oh, you're gonna love it. So, and you and I might need to talk because there are some challenges to homeschooling twins. All right. Okay, but how do you detox from the system? So the fancy word that we use in the homeschooling world is called deschooling. And it's basically just unplugging and unlearning what you learned and were taught in the conventional school systems. And it takes some time. My deschooling process involved a lot of reading and time. And you know what? I'm still deschooling myself. I still sometimes I'm like, oh, should my kid be learning that? Right? And what is that? That's me believing that the state standards are somehow, necessary when they're not. I haven't looked at state standards in over 10 years, but sometimes it pops in my mind like, oh my goodness, should my kids know that? So yeah, there is a deschooling period. I'm working on, it's almost done actually, a brand new how to homeschool guide. And what my previous guide was missing was a whole section on deschooling. And so I wrote in a section on deschooling. So email me and give me, and then I'll have your email when you email me because I can make sure that you get that guide, okay? That when it comes out, like the day it comes out, I can make sure. Yeah.
We're already getting some good ideas on the group.
Oh, really?
Do it over Zoom.
Yes. No, I want to do it over Zoom. Yeah. I want to have Zoom links in the group. And then we have little clubs within the group. And they're I'm thinking of seasonal, February is a great time to do a mom burnout group, right? Because we're tired. February, March is really, really hard. I think every September we need to have a first year homeschool mom little club. And I'm thinking 6 weeks where we meet and we're on Zoom. Yeah, with me. And I can see your faces, you can see my face, and we're literally getting to know each other. That's kind of my vision, which sounds so fun. And I have other ideas too regarding different types of themes that we can do throughout the year. And you just participate in ones that you like. Don't if it doesn't apply to you, but you still have a ton of value because you're still in the group being mentored, asking your questions. I'm answering back like within the chat rooms of the group. It's so much better than the TikTok comments because one, I get so many. So when you're in the group, I'm going to know you. I'm going to recognize you. I'm going to have met you before. And so I'm going to know the names of your kids, right? So it's going to be so much better, more intimate, more private. Anyway, that's kind of what, I don't know, like I'm dreaming. Yeah.
There's an email at the bottom. Somebody said, I'm having a hard time getting your email to work. If you push and hold the little email thing at the bottom.
Okay, in my link tree, if you push and hold where it says email, you have to push it and hold it.
Then it says email a new message.
Yeah, and then it will say email a new message. So, yeah.
Okay, Heidi Run 86.
Hi, Heidi.
Love everything you were saying. What if I don't feel confident as being the teacher?
Yeah, so that's another thing. That's something, well, I'm going to answer you right now, but that's also something like you could be in the group and you could say like, gosh, today I'm just not feeling confident about being the teacher. What do I do? And then all these moms and myself will be coming around you and giving you hugs and giving you advice. But on this live right this second, I can answer your question. What I want to say is all of us, every single homeschool mom on the planet has strengths and weaknesses, okay? My strength is the humanities. It's in writing. My master's degree is in history. I also work. So one thing I decided very early on is that I'm not teaching foreign language. My kids are going to graduate high school with 2 foreign languages, but I'm not going to be teaching those foreign languages. Whatever you're not comfortable teaching, or moms, listen to this. Whatever you're not comfortable teaching, or whatever you just don't want to teach, outsource it. Buy a curriculum that has videos, sign up for a live online class for it. You don't have to teach what you don't feel confident teaching, and you also don't have to teach what you don't want to teach, right? This needs to be a life-giving experience for you as well as your kids. And one way to do that is to know all the resources out there and how they can help you and how you can incorporate that as you're piecing together a customized curriculum for each of your kids.
Okay, great. There's so many good questions.
Okay, many good questions.
Thank everybody there.
Yes.
Kara Sue, the dreamer, what advice do you have for secular homeschoolers about finding resources that are easy to implement? Yeah, so there are quite a few, and they're popping up all of the time. Even if you simply do a Google search, secular homeschool curriculum, you're going to find blog posts and you'll be able to click on 30 different curricula options. There is plenty for you out there. Yeah, even in the Christian styles, there are secular options, which people don't realize. So Charlotte Mason traditionally is a Christian worldview of a homeschooling style. Well, now there are Charlotte Mason inspired secular curricula options out there for you. So if that style resonates with you, that's a lot of living books, nature study, that type of a thing. You can even find resources for you there. Yeah. Okay, great. This is a cool question. Tiara Starr, do you have any recommendations for high schoolers?
Hi, Tiara. Do I have any recommendations for high schoolers to homeschool them? I think high school is such an important time to homeschool your kids for so many reasons. One, social, just period. Look at statistics. Look at mental health statistics. Did you guys know that homeschoolers are more healthy psychologically than conventionally schooled kids? We already know that they're more well-adjusted socially. People don't realize that, but they've done studies on homeschoolers psychologically, emotionally, and socially. And 87% of peer-reviewed studies show that in those 3 areas, psychologically, emotionally, and socially, homeschoolers are more well-adjusted and healthier than their conventionally schooled counterparts. So, a lot of toxicity in American high schools, not to mention the methods of teaching, which are really questionable. But what was her question? Like just ideas for it? Or
Yeah, just ideas.
Yeah. So, and the one thing that I really want to encourage anyone in here who is homeschooling a high schooler is remember this cool fact. Homeschooling does not take all day. So if your child has a special interest, you're going to have the time to pursue it and maybe have your child even get really, really good at it. I have a friend, you might know him, Josh. He was homeschooled all the way through high school, and he became a competitive fencer. He had the time to do it. He trained in the afternoons, and he ended up going to college in fencing. In Colorado, you can get your pilot's license at the age of 16. I know a lot of homeschoolers who went that route because they had time. They had time to do all of their schoolwork and then do ground school. A ton of homeschoolers are really active in fierce speech and debate. What a great hobby for a homeschooler to have. So one of the huge benefits that I would really encourage anyone considering homeschooling a high schooler is really pursue your child's interests. Give them a head start in life on something they can be really good at. Maybe it's woodworking. Maybe it's knitting. I mean, it can really be anything, but it can be rich. And that's what's so really cool about it. You can also start building friendships in those particular hobbies. And so the other thing is when we taught in our center, we had kids that were gone 7.5 hours a day. They had 4 hours of homework, and then they had to do SAT prep with us. I mean, hours upon hours upon hours. You have the time to just take it slow, relaxed, without stress, and just get the things done that you really want to get done. Be really well prepared for the SAT, for example. You have the time to do it and still have that downtime. American teenagers do not have downtime. They don't. Not enough.
Great. Yeah, she says, Tiara Star says, I'm being told the complete opposite, that my child is missing out, but I completely agree with you.
Oh, 1,000%. Hey, listen, you want to send your kid to 4 years of high school just so they don't miss prom? How was your prom? And the other thing that people do not realize about homeschooling, especially the naysayers, the focus for naysayers is all about what they're going to miss out on. Friday night football, homecoming, this, that, student elections, all of that. It's all about what they're going to miss, what they're going to miss, what they're going to miss. I have 2 answers for those naysayers. Number 1, we have prom. We have a lot of those things that people say we're going to miss out on. We have those. We have homeschool organizations that do all of that. We have student IDs. We have, all of it, okay? We even have homeschooling sports leagues that are competitive, like in the CIF stuff. We have that. We have all of that. But number 2, those people are focused on what your kids are missing. Think for a second, all that you can add. All those amazing experiences that kids in conventional school would never get to have. Kids in conventional school, how many field trips do they go on a year? We can go on a field trip every week if we want to, at least once a month, right? We can go to the pumpkin patch. We can, during school hours, we can do so many more things than kids in conventional school. I know a lot of families who do travel schooling and road schooling. So let's shift our mindset. And rather than, and I'm not saying you, I'm talking to naysayers right now because I'm all hot under the collar about it. Naysayers need to shift their mindset regarding what all those kids are missing out on and take a look at what the experiences are of kids who are homeschooled, because those experiences are much more diverse, much more rich, and done in a really peaceful way. It's just pretty cool. So that's my 2 cents on the naysayers.
And I love this. Living Mayberry. I ran for our local school board. You are not missing out on anything. They will miss out on a lot of bullying.
Yes, girl, give that girl hearts. Double tap. Double tap. Someone's like, can you do homeschool for me because I don't have to like it? No. If you don't like it, let's figure out a way for you to like it. So that's a question that I would want to get to know you and you be in the group. And this is a problem that we can solve ongoing together to figure this out, right? How fun would that be? Yeah.
I love that.
Where you don't have to pay for, my consultations are pretty pricey, where you don't have to, you're going to get me, but more ongoing, right? Anyway.
Living Mayberry, our superintendent's niece and nephew were homeschooled.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta love that.
Yeah. So many teachers are like, I'm a teacher and my kids are homeschooled. Yeah.
Great. Cloud Sydney, what state standards are required for homeschooling in Nebraska?
Okay, well, I don't know Nebraska specifically because I don't keep track of all the state laws. They're just so specific, okay? The best place to have a clear understanding of your state laws, actually it's two places. It's first with hslda.org. They are Homeschool Legal Defense Association. They know all of the state laws. You can call their hotlines and they help you. I am a member with them. I don't work for them, by the way. I should, because I send so many people to them, but I don't. They're a great place to start. And then usually every state has one super large homeschool organization, and you can talk to them as well. If your state requires certain state standards to be fulfilled, then you have to do it. And it's not hard to do. And there's a lot of curriculum out there that helps you do it. So in my state of Colorado, there are minimum requirements that I have to do. And so I do them. It's not hard to do those. And what you will find is a lot of the curriculum that is out there is incorporating those as well. And you can just simply cross-reference.
Vicky on YouTube.
Hi, Vicky on YouTube.
So many teachers in my district are homeschooling their kids.
Yes.
Socialization can't be that big of a deal.
Yeah, no. It's so ridiculous that people are still waving the socialization flag. It's like, can we just stop now, please? Like, I mean, yeah. I don't want to be mean, but like my kids, when an adult speaks to them, my kids make eye contact and they answer.
Supermom79, first year homeschooler.
Give her a hug. Wait. Give her first year homeschooler, you guys. Tap her, give her hearts. Who is she?
Supermom79.
Hi, Supermom. Yay!
She's doing a 9th grader and a 6th grader.
You guys, double heart. She's doing a high schooler.
Love that. 9th
grader and 6th grader. Yes. You go, girl.
Still doubting myself.
Okay.
I'm doing a good job.
Okay. I'd like to know I want to make you feel better. What curriculum are you using? Yeah. Is it so bad that you need a consultation? Before I get this group up and running that we just decided is happening? No, it's been something I've been thinking about for a while. And so it's great. Hi, Michelle. I'm so glad you're here. But yeah, you know what? We always feel insecure. We always do. That's a normal feeling. And I would just say, just stay on track. If it would benefit you to book a consultation with me, just to tell me what you're doing so that I can tell you you're doing awesome, we can do that. And the other thing is I can say, yeah, maybe this is a little weak. Use this curriculum for this, right? Or rather than that curriculum, this one will probably be better or whatever. I would be overjoyed to do that with you. Yeah, no pressure though. I just want you to feel really good about it. And I can't on the live because I don't know necessarily what you're using or, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Coffee. Do you guys have your coffee? See, mine's almost out.
Kilted Mimi. Thinking about homeschooling. We're a military family and just have no idea where to start. Okay. Yes. So Quilted Mimi, will you email me? Because right now my How to Homeschool guide we're in between. It is done, and I want to make sure that you get it. And it's free anyway. So will you email me? In my link tree, you can hold down email and just hold it down, and then we'll make sure that you get that, okay? Yes, I can help you. My brand new How to Homeschool guide is phenomenal and beautiful. I have a really good graphic designer that's making it beautiful. Don't you love beautiful curriculum and beautiful material? I do. I love beautiful things. I love homes. That's why I love Beautiful Feet books. Like you just open it and you're like, oh, I feel like a
an amazing homeschool mom because this is so stunning, right? I don't know. It's probably dumb, but.
Okay.
Someone also before, and I forgot to mention this, someone was asking for online classes that are secular. Don't forget OutSchool.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a great place to go.
Let's see. Okay, so Mill Mama 29, new to homeschooling, struggling with record keeping, pre-K and K.
Okay, are you required to record keep? And does your state require you to? That's what I want to know. Because if not, don't. If your state only requires attendance and then to keep the major assessments, then just do that. But you could be in a state that requires the record keeping. So let me know. But you guys, if your state does not require record keeping and grades and all of that, please don't do it. I do not give my kids tests. I buy curriculum that has tests in it, and I don't give my kids the tests. I'm sitting right there. I know if they know it. Sometimes throughout the year, I'll give an assessment because I want a file, because in my state, they do want to be able to see progress. But I keep it so minimal, you guys. Most of the time, I am not doing any tests or quizzes. You don't need to. You can just follow the curriculum and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patriot Soul.
Hi, Michelle.
Michelle asked, any recommendations for a 13-year-old 7th grade girl book that will keep her interest?
Oh, 13-year-old 7th grade girl book. Have you read Prairie Thief? Man, that's a good book. Glitch is a great book. I have
What about Heidi?
Heidi. Oh. Heidi. I don't know why that book has gone out of style or why people aren't reading it as much. And then there is a motion picture for Heidi that is not done in America. I think it is a German movie, but it's fairly recent. It might be my favorite movie of all time. It is so beautifully filmed. The cinematography is amazing. I just cannot recommend the book Heidi and then following it up with that movie. I cannot recommend that more. And that counts as literature, you guys. If you're doing that kind of thing and then you're having a book discussion about the differences between the book and the movie, that's literature. Check that off the homeschooling box for literature. But yeah, those 3 books are a great place to start.
Yeah, awesome. Ready, Set, Go Learning. What's your advice on helping a reluctant 5-year-old to learn how to read? We're currently using All About Reading. Okay,
so you're currently using All About Reading. That is a good program. It's Orton Gillingham-based. And your child is reluctant. I would want to know why. Is the child reluctant because of worries about getting things wrong? Is the child, is maybe there's some, I'm just saying this because I deal with this issue with my own kids. Is there maybe a character issue with some laziness? I don't know. I'm just asking. I need to get to the bottom of why your child is a reluctant learner when it comes to reading. But if this is what I will say, and this applies to everyone, if a curriculum is not working for you and you've given it a solid 6 weeks, they have not earned your year. They have not earned your year. And don't think because a curriculum works really well for someone that it's going to work for you and your kid too, because that's not necessarily the case either. Logic of English, who I don't work for or represent at all, Denise put up videos for her lessons. So maybe your child needs, you still want the Orton Gillingham-based approach, which that one is, but maybe the video instruction would be more helpful. So go to their website and just take a look at what they're doing. And you can if you buy the subscription with the videos, you do not need to buy the textbooks. So it looks really pricey when you think you have to buy both, but you don't. You don't have to buy both. Okay. We have 5 more minutes, you guys.
Okay, yeah. Okay, over on YouTube, M. Allen saying,
hi, M. Allen.
My friends and family are not supported. I feel like I'm constantly being attacked for not doing regular school. And
yes.
Shalana Broadnack says, Allen, same here. My family thinks I'm being extra, but my kids will be extra smart.
I love it. I love it. You know what? Homeschooling makes a lot of people uncomfortable for different reasons for everyone. Yesterday, I did a really snarky post because it was a trending sound and I just had the idea. I wasn't trying to be mean, but it was basically my post was like all the insults that we get. But the truth is that we are making moms feel really insecure about we're not making them feel anything. I'm not responsible for other people's feelings, but they can be, when they see what we're doing and they see the sacrifices that we're making and that maybe their relationship with their kids doesn't look like the relationship we have with our kids. Sometimes there can be jealousy. Usually when we are attacked for something, it's because there's something going on with them. It's not really about us. When it comes to family members who are not supportive of your homeschooling decision, my advice is you got to decide what category they're in. Are they on this side where there is nothing that you could say that would change their mind ever? Maybe they're kind of a narcissist or something. I don't know. Over there where literally there's nothing you could say. If they're over there on that side, you just have to set healthy boundaries. You have to say, you know what? This is the best decision for my home, for my family. And from now moving forward, we're just not going to discuss it anymore. It's not going to be a topic of discussion. I'm doing what I feel is best for my family, and you just set the boundary. If someone's over here where maybe they're just scared, they love you, and maybe they're just scared for your kids because they don't understand homeschooling. For those people, I would give them really good books like Hold On to Your Kids, stuff by John Taylor Gatto, Crimes of the Educators. I have all these on my Amazon store. So you can ask in the comments, but if you just go to Christy-Faith's Amazon store, and there are recommended books for adults in there. And I would just start sending them articles. Even I do so much myth busting on my page. Send them some of my TikToks. I don't care. And because if they just need to be educated, then they just need to be educated. And then they're going to end up being your biggest cheerleaders once they understand it. So 2 categories. How you behave with this type of person is boundary setting, and how you behave with this part is education. And just being really kind and loving. Of course, you're kind and loving to this person too, but you're setting healthy boundaries. Yeah.
Gosh, so many great questions, and I know we gotta go soon.
You guys, if you want to be in a group with me, because we talked about this earlier, but there might be new people on here. If you want to be, because we were talking about like, wouldn't it be so cool if we were in a group and like every September and every January we had like brand new homeschooling moms and like we met on Zoom. And we talked and we got to know each other. And then like every February, we have like another little 6-week group that's on like mom burnout. And like all of it is about support, getting advice. Whereas alive, I don't really know you. But if we're in a group and I know you and then I know what's going on with you and I know your kids' names and we can talk about it and all of that. Anyway, email me because I'm not going to do it if there's not interest. But if you, it's a way, because my consultations are pretty expensive. I do know that. It's a way for us to get to know each other without that big price tag. Because I've been trying to figure out a way, how can I help more moms? This is what I figured. This is how I can help more moms with me personally. And it's in a private group. So email me. You go to my link tree. You hold down email and email me if you're interested, because we could have like a little small pilot group where we're like figuring this stuff out, like figuring out the group together, like started piloting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just in case if people are having trouble with that, it's just hello at Christy.
Yeah. And if you're having trouble emailing, it's just hello at Christy-Faith.com. So like my username is Christy_Faith, but my email is Christy-Faith. It's hello at Christy-Faith.com. Okay?
Christy-Faith.com.
Yeah. Christy-Faith.com. Oh, Emily, you're so sweet. But we know you.
She loved your video, by the way. She was laughing at your video, that post that you did.
Oh, yeah, that was a little much. Was that extra? Someone was saying I'm extra. Sometimes I go a little extra. But ladies, I just want you to know, if you ever feel like I'm mean, I don't ever want to be mean. But sometimes there's a trend, like it's a trending sound. It's like what people are doing. So sometimes there's a context to what could seem mean, but it's not. I never try to mom shame. I never throw teachers under the bus. But anyway, yeah. Yes, Juice Magic, that's kind of what I'm thinking is that it would be. Yeah. So, and you can email me too. hello@christy-faith.com. So, you're so sweet, Emily. Oh my goodness. Did you email me, Emily? All right. Anybody else? I got to go. I have an appointment. I have 2 more appointments today. So, all right, guys. Hey, email me if this is something that you would be interested in. No pressure at all. I just want to know what the interest is and what you guys would want out of it.
You can't get to every question either.
Yeah, that's the other thing is I can't get to every question on the lives. I just can't. So to me, it's like the only way I've been able to think of where I can actually get to know you guys and all of your questions will be able to get answered. That's kind of like I can't really think of a better way. So, yeah. All right. Well, I love you guys. I hope that you were encouraged. I hope that your pressing questions got answered. If your question was not answered, just email me. And I really care about you. I hope you wrap up your homeschooling week with joy and you have a wonderful weekend, okay? All right. Bye, guys.